So what's up people, welcome back to Mr.Potter Project, and today I'm going to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is a spoiler review. I'm not doing a spoiler free review for this movie because what's the point, man? You guys please come here after watching the movie. Don't come here before watching the movie unless you want to be spoiled, because that's what I'm going to be doing here. We're going to be delving into spoilers, and if you want a spoiler free review, just go to my letterboxd. You can see my short summarized review there. Yeah, sure. Just go to the description, it's there. My username is prxjeth. If I'm on any social media platform, that will be my username, so you can follow me using that username on basically any social media platform. Let's go into the review. I just want to start off with how the Marvel Studios intro is not the same, because it's just Spider-Man. It's just Tom Holland's Peter Parker everywhere. I really loved how they were playing the Spider-Man theme. This is probably my most favorite Marvel Studios intro now. Even when the Marvel Studios logo comes, they have Spider-Man's eyes behind it, and then I kind of expected them to pull a TASM, where in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the opening, when the logo comes, it will transition to the back of his suit. So that was really nice. I thought they were going to do it here with, they literally have his mask behind the logo. I was expecting the camera to just go behind a bit and show that this is actually Spider-Man falling down. I'm fine with it. I just thought that would have been a nice homage to the Amazing Spider-Man. This is one of the best Spider-Man we've gotten in terms of the suit and Tom Holland's acting and Tom Holland himself. In terms of the movie, I think this is a really great movie, but it's definitely not the best Spider-Man movie. I would even go as far as to say that Far From Home and No Way Home were more rewatchable. I mean, No Way Home is a given, but for me, Far From Home, I think all the Mysterio stuff that they did was really nice. Even though they made Mysterio Iron Man, I think that is the reason everyone hates on it. And with Brand New Day, they had me in tears with the first 2.5 minutes around there. The opening montage, I saw half of it. I was like, that's all I need to see to say that this movie is peak, and to say that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man we've gotten. Because that's how good it was. All the swinging scenes, all the little minor details that Destin Daniel Cretton has put in, all the stunts, everything is so perfect. This is Spider-Man. I've never noticed it whenever people talked about it, saying that the home trilogy never has all the Spider-Man-isms, but now I can finally understand what people are talking about. I mean, I knew it, but I guess I was just fine with it. But when I see it happen, I'm like, man, John Watts really robbed that from us for the past 10 years, right? That's kind of sad, because I really love that. They had me in tears within the first 5 minutes. Saying the suit looks great. I think the only gripe people might even have with this suit is how his side profile looks like, but I legit can't blame them for it. Otherwise, this suit looks so good. The colors pop so well. This is the best suit we've gotten. In terms of the movie, I think it could have been way better, but seeing how they started filming last August and the movie's released before August even started, I'm fine with what they've come up with. I want to really appreciate the cast of this movie. First of all, of course, Sadie Singh and Trema Thurman. Sadie Singh, of course, I've seen her in Stranger Things and The Whale, and then I've seen Trema Thurman in Severance, and of course we have Jacob Batalon and Marisa Tomei returning for a small role, Tom Holland, John Bernthal, and Mark Ruffalo. So this ensemble cast, all of them are great actors. I really love their performances, but I must say I feel like Sadie and Trema Thurman might have been typecasted, because with Mr. Milchick in Severance, he was also kind of like this bad guy who seemed like a good person. I mean, he had this negative shade. He was like kind of an anti-hero. With Spider-Man Brand New Day, he is the main villain, but he seemed like a good guy at the start. But the thing is, he wasn't a really strong villain in my opinion. So I think that's where this movie falls off, because they don't have a really strong villain. With Sadie Singh, I don't know what is similar with Jean Grey and Max, but I think it's the context of the movie that Jean Grey is going through. Like, she's lonely and she's running, and we've seen all this in season 5 of Stranger Things, so I think that's the similarity. But I think moving forward, we won't see any similarities between Max and Jean Grey. But nonetheless, great performances from everyone. So for the Hulk, for Bruce Banner, I think he had a really meaningful role. The way he was used in the marketing, it reminds me of Captain America Brave New World, where they were using Red Hulk a lot to promote the movie, but he appears in the last 7 minutes. Here he does appear longer, I think, but I mean, it's still just one fight scene that you already see in the trailers, so there's nothing else besides that. I mean, Bruce Banner does have a few scenes. I mean, this is not a Hulk movie, so it's fine. He did have a meaningful role in the story though. I wouldn't say he was just there to promote the movie. But moving on to Yelena. So yeah, of course the rumor was true that Yelena and Spider-Man see each other kind of naked. It's a funny sequence. It's played for laughs. I didn't really think that scene was necessary, but I mean, that meeting anything is fine, but he could have went to Captain America. Why none of the other new Avengers were there, I'm not sure. The way that they kept calling her Black Widow in the movie, I think bringing Yelena in was more of to really reinforce that she is the new Black Widow. But whatever, I'm fine with it. But now I'm going to talk about the Punisher. Honestly, I really loved what they did with the Punisher. Does it make sense for him to be here? Because they do not explain how they know each other. They know each other because both of them work in New York, but then I don't see why Spider-Man isn't in the Daredevil Born Again show, because the whole reason the Defenders and the Punisher are appearing in Born Again is because they are also working in New York. If the Punisher can just hop on over to a Spider-Man movie because he works in New York, it just doesn't make sense. There's no mentions of Kingpin. There's a huge problem in New York because of him, right? I mean, the movie is set in 2028, so I'm not sure if that's the reason why they don't really address. With Punisher, I really love the combo that he has with Tom Holland. I mean, I just saw John and Tom together in a lot of the interviews and in the Odyssey movie, and they're of course friends, so you can see the friendship on screen as well. It's really nice, it's really funny. There were a lot of jokes and I really love the combo. He didn't really swear, but I didn't feel like that was out of place for him. It didn't feel like he needed to swear in this movie.
Go home!
And also, they made Punisher shoot Spider-Man. Yeah, the rumors are true. Every single rumor you heard about this movie, like from credible sources, is true. They also recreated the comic cover of Punisher carrying Spider-Man, so that was nice. I mean, the reason why Spider-Man cannot appear on Born Again is because of the rights. But now I'm gonna talk about Sadie Sink's character. Yes, she is playing Jean Grey. Yeah, worst kept secret of all time. It's worse than the 3 Spider-Man in No Way Home. So yeah, Steve Lacy spoiled it like 4 days before during the premiere, so I thought he was allowed to do it, but I guess he's in some trouble now. Jean Grey, honestly, I think if she was the main villain of this movie, it would have felt better. Having her as a fake villain, in a sense, was kind of cliched. I really love the casting of Sadie Sink because she's 24 years old, she's young, and she fits the role. She acts really well. It sets up a very young cast for the X-Men. I also heard Adam Driver might be Magneto or Mr. Sinister, so having all these young actors playing these roles is really nice to see. If they're gonna have similar casting like this, like, I can live with it. I really would be looking forward to the next, because I'm not an X-Men fan, so I would really be excited for the next saga of the MCU, even though I'm not really familiar with the X-Men. But I loved Sadie Sink's performance. From what we got, I think her character still has solid writing. It was mainly Bill's character that wasn't written properly. So let's now talk about the villains, shall we? Of course, we had a montage with, you know, Tombstone, Scorpion, and Boomerang, the Hand. That one shot, you know, we speculated so much about them hiding another character besides Spider-Man. I thought it would be Daredevil or the Hulk. Nothing. It was just a 1-second clip, and it looked so cool. They recreate some comic covers, really nice. Tombstone, when Tom Holland said no one had guessed the main villain, I really thought Tombstone would be the main villain, but he really got defeated quite fast in that montage. That was surprising. I'm really looking forward to see more of Tombstone. The person they casted, he did voice the character in the animated Spider-Verse movies. The main villain of the movie is actually Tramal Tillman's character Bill, but honestly he wasn't as strong of a villain with Sadie Sink. I think she's the main villain, but at one point we realized that she's actually just looking for her sister who got kidnapped by Tramal Tillman, and the DODC is still the villains of the MCU. But hey, it was still not a Supergirl situation. Also with the Scorpion, right, he really had a small role. Like with Michael Mando always teasing the, you know, the Venom and Scorpion stuff on his story. I mean, I know they wouldn't bring Venom in, but like I thought they would have done something with Scorpion. But you only see him as Scorpion in the montage, and then the next time you see him as Scorpion, he's already being mind controlled by Jean Grey. So that was also kind of disappointing, but okay. And you also don't know how he gets the Scorpion suit. They don't go into all that. So yeah, let's look at the plot actually. Basically this movie is set 4 years after No Way Home. They are all done with college. There was even a Funko Pop for his damaged suit from the end of No Way Home. That suit didn't appear at all in the movie. He's just straight on with this suit. He has an AI, he has technology. I think I was fine with it when it was first revealed in trailers, but when I see the movie, man, they don't even show you how he develops the AI. I know he's smart enough to do it, but like I feel like having AI and asking the AI to automatically do stuff, it still feels like Iron Man Jr.
You have 576 possible web shooter combinations.
Mr. Stark really overdid it.
But I can live with it. And also with the, you know, the evolution stuff, out of the 9 live action Spider-Man movies, I think this is the most science heavy Spider-Man movie. But I think it does take away a lot from Venom, because he has black eyes, he has organic webs, he has enhanced skills. So it's all taking away a bit from the Venom, because when Venom finally enters him, he's gonna, you know, repeat this stuff. But if they bring Venom in during Secret Wars, I think it should be fine, because they can't be spending a lot of time in Secret Wars to show what is Venom is is doing to him. He's probably gonna use Venom to defeat Doom with the other Avengers, and then he's gonna keep it, and then in the 5th Spider-Man movie is when we see the side effects of it and he removes it, and then we maybe get an Eddie Brock storyline or something else in the second half of that movie. But I think that's a solid plan for Venom in the MCU, but let's see what happens. Yeah, with the Spider-Man stuff, I really love some of the stuff they do. Like, even there's one shot where he's like looking at Ned's Instagram, he's looking at Ryu, and he's lying down on his couch. He's just looking at Ned and he's like getting emotional, and this is definitely a parallel to No Way Home, where he was talking to MJ in Happy's house. Oh yeah, Happy was forgotten in this movie. You know that scene where he's talking to MJ, he's smiling and all that. I really love that parallel. Yeah, even with the ending, right, they make Ned and him, you know, do their classic handshake, the, you know, the dab up. I really like that, and he remembers Peter after that. I think it was a nice touch. I mean, we always have this trope in Disney movies where true love's kiss breaks a curse or anything. With friendship, I think friendship is also a really strong emotion in humans, and friendship revives his memories in a way. I mean, that's how it seems like. They haven't confirmed anything. It's like the ending of No Way Home, you know, she has a sign of remembrance, but like she doesn't remember anything even in this movie. Yeah, but they didn't end off with MJ. MJ really didn't get an ending in this movie. The last scene should have had MJ after Ned, but they didn't really go into that. And yeah, even throughout the movie, MJ says that version of MJ, I can see why she liked you, but I don't even know who you are. You seem nice, but I don't love you. So I think that's nice, but hopefully they get together in the next movie. But with the ending now, it brings us to the post-credit scene. So the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day it's a really minor one compared to Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. I really was expecting the Russo brothers to direct something in Doomsday with Spider-Man, and they put it in here, but no, they didn't. So I think that confirms that Tom Holland is not in Doomsday, but Tobey Maguire is. He's going to be the Spider-Man in Doomsday. Basically, the post-credit scene is showing the Spidey tracker. It's zooming out from Earth, and then it shows Spider-Man on a different planet, so he's in space. It's his new sighting of Spider-Man or something on Spidey tracker. So I first thought that, okay, that's Tobey Maguire, so they're talking about new Spider-Man. A lot of people online have been saying that Spider-Man is just going to space, it's not a big thing. For me, I think it could still mean Tobey Maguire, because new location doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the same Spider-Man, right? It could be a different Spider-Man. So I feel like them saying that Spidey is spotted in a new location that is, you know, past the moon, and there's some glitch, maybe it's a different universe. So it could be anything, I'm not sure, but it's in space. It's definitely setting up Doomsday or Secret Wars, and I feel like they could have had a, you know, more straightforward and better post-credit scene, but I'm fine with this. It is rumored that Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman will be in the opening sequence of Doomsday. You know, I would really love if they just open the movie with them fighting against, you know, whatever issues they're facing, and then we just have Deadpool over there commentating and telling us what is happening and how these guys are together. Like, I would just love if Deadpool is just breaking the fourth wall and then just telling us what's going on. That would be such a nice way. Russo brothers, please cook. I'm cooking more than y'all. No, I'm not cooking more than y'all, but like, I'm like literally coming up with ideas that might cook. I don't know, you guys tell me in the comments. Before I end off this review, I want to give my rating for this movie. I think usually I give high ratings and the ratings usually drop, but for the first time in forever, but not my first time, I think in one of my previous reviews also I gave a rating that I think I'll stick to for the rest of my life. But for this movie, I really thought through it. This movie, when I first saw it, I already didn't like some things they had, but I was still gonna give it a high rating of 4.5. Then the more I think about it, I think it's a 4. It's definitely a 4. I mean, it's not a 3.5 for sure. It will never go down to that level. I feel like they take the first half just to get into the pace and fill us out. If they do that in a more time effective manner, this could have been 5 stars or 4.5. And yeah, I will end off my video with that. Please go follow my letterboxd, and I'll catch you guys in another great video.